gentlemen, it's a beautiful afternoon, at least right now. Coming to you today, Driven Dave. We've got a list. It's a good list. Especially, I constantly have friends asking me, "Hey, well, what kind of car should I get? I'm thinking about buying something, new or used." And so today I kind of wanted to cover. There was an article I was looking at in Consumer Reports, and it was something like 10 used cars that are most likely to have transmission trouble. And as you know, transmissions are I think of everything on the car to mess with. Sorry, sun's in my eyes. That's better. Of all the things you want to have to replace, the transmission is that can be a make it or break it kind of thing. I had, my 87 Corvette back in the day. I blew the transmission on that. It had a 700 R4 automatic. And I took it to what I thought was a reputable shop. They rebuilt it. It was garbage. I took it back. They rebuilt it again. It was even worse. It just ruined the whole car. So I can't stress enough how important it is to get a good rebuild or just buy a new one. Either way, it's expensive on most cars. There are a few platforms where you can get affordable transmissions or good rebuilds. But on most modern cars, you're going to pay dearly for it. And I think probably replacing the engine would be easier than replacing the transmission. So I feel like this is important. And Consumer Reports, as most of you know, generally does pretty thorough testing, and they use pretty solid data to back up whatever they claim. So, whenever they put out something like this, I try to pay attention. Also, I think it's worth mentioning, a couple of notable car YouTubers, Scotty Kilmer and the Car Wizard. And I know all the time I'm kind of bagging on Scotty, but, he does have some good things to say every now and then. Probably more often than not. I think all of us are just sick of his clickbait, but hey, we're all guilty of that too. So this list, I feel like, very definitively backs up things that both Scotty and the Car Wizard have talked about, and how they talk about, when you're buying a used car, why it's worth really spending the extra money on a Honda or a Toyota. And you'll find a lot of evidence of that here, especially in the realm of weak transmissions. So one company in particular that Scotty tends to bag on is Nissan for having bad transmissions. And there are quite a few offenders on here, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I just kind of wanted to read the list off and then also offer, whatever kind of personal experience I've had with any of these particular cars, whether it be a rental or, maybe a friend or colleague has owned one over the years. So the number one on the list, and this one kind of hurts. You know what? We'll save that one. We're going to start. We'll go backwards. My bad. We'll start with number 10. Okay, number 10. 2013 Chevy Traverse. I was kind of bummed to see that. I have a friend who owns one of these, and I feel like he owns a 2013, but his is super low miles. So maybe he won't have to deal with this. The thing that was nice about the list that Consumer Reports put together is they also listed, at what mileage, I guess the problems most likely occurred. So for this one, the 2013 Chevy Traverse, problems happened between 110,000 and 135,000. I think my buddy has 40 to 60,000 miles on his. So, at this rate, he's got another 10 years before he has to worry about it. It's still a young car. And you know who you are but I'm sure you're not watching this, so whatever. And Consumer Reports was also nice enough to offer alternative vehicles that did not have the same problem, and they would also list vehicles within the same kind of year range. And actually, they had no suggestion. So I guess in 2013, you had to buy a Traverse or you could get nothing. So I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, Chevrolet is the first offender on our list. Number 9, and I hate to say it because, you know, formerly one of my most beloved car brands, but Nissan, the 2016 Optima. And I guess those experienced transmission failure between 42,000 and 77,000 miles. So, like, if you happen to be shopping for one, you find one with like 100,000 miles, like maybe it already had a transmission replaced. Or maybe that's one of the good ones where it didn't go out. Could be. And, you know, for the record, I think the Optima is a pretty good value. I don't particularly like the way they drive, but I think they're a good value. So, I don't know. I mean, that's a gamble for sure. Now, the alternative vehicles to that one really surprised me. They suggested a 2016 to 2017 Volkswagen Passat. Shocked about that. Like, shocked. But I like the Passat. I think that's a lot of bang for the buck, and it's probably a really nice car to drive. I had a 2004 Passat that I just loved. And then also the 2015 to 2017 Toyota Camry. No surprise there. Like, go buy a Camry. Like, you can't afford a Camry? Wait longer. Buy an older Camry. You know, that's the rule there. Next one. The 2011 and 2012 Nissan Rogue. So that's 2 Nissans in a row. And apparently those experienced transmission problems between 94,000 and 150,000 miles. So that's kind of a bummer. I don't know what to tell you there. I'd probably just stay away. The alternatives, and I feel like these are the cars that the car wizard would say, why don't you buy a 2011 to 2013 Honda CR-V or a 2011 RAV4? If you can't afford those, don't buy the Rogue. Buy an older RAV4, buy an older CR-V. That's probably what I'd recommend. Make sure it's well looked after, of course. Next on the list, we're knocking them out here. That was number 8. Number 7, Nissan again. Sorry, Nissan. Except it's an Infiniti, but it's a Nissan. So that would be the Infiniti / Nissan QX60. And those fail between 92 and 95,000 miles. And what do they recommend you get instead? This is great. 2012 to 2016 Lexus RX. Lexus RX anything. You're fine. And they're good cars. So there you have it. You can't afford the Lexus? Well, don't get the Infiniti. It's too bad. I like the Infinitis. I like what they're about, but they are just rotten with problems. Number 6 on our list, or on the Consumer Reports list rather, is the 2011 and 2014, which is kind of interesting, Ford Fiesta. And I was kind of bummed out to see that. I kind of like the Fiesta. I think it's a fun little car. Even if you get not the ST package, but just the regular, they're kind of fun to drive. Those fail between 115 and 145,000 miles. So they recommend, no surprise here, the 2011 to 2013 Honda Fit. Solid choice. Like all day. It's a great little car. Love it. And then also, kind of a surprising recommendation, the 2012 to 2013 Hyundai Accent, which, you know, back in those days, it was a lot of value for the money, or, you know, a lot of car for the value. You know what I mean? I seem to recall those cars not being very nice. So, I mean, I think I would run towards the Fit before I bought the Accent. But, hey, you know, you could probably get an Accent for a lot cheaper. I'd go for the Fit, though, personally. And you guys know I like Hyundai and Kia. But I'd go for the Honda if you can afford it and if you can find a good one. Number 5 on our list. Nissan again. Nissan Murano. 2011, 2013. I guess 2012 was a good year for the Murano. I don't know why. And those fail between 84 and 119,000 miles. Instead of buying that, they recommend the 2015 Ford Edge. Kind of surprised about that, but maybe that's a nice little truck. I don't know. Or, no surprise here, the 2012 through 2016 Toyota Highlander. That's an awesome truck. I mean, and that's basically, I think, the same chassis that the Lexus RX is built on. So, get you a Highlander, get an RX, you'll be glad you did. Those are great. I'm sure the Nissan is probably faster and sportier, but you know, the the Highlander will be around a long time after the Murano is gone. Trust me. Number 4, 2019 Kia Forte. Boo! Kia, come on, man. Not good. 2019. And those fail between 12 and 23,000. So I think the good news there, really good news there, actually, because at that mileage, it's definitely under warranty. And even at that age, even if it was super low miles, it would be under warranty. So remember, folks, with the Kias and the Hyundais, same company, you get 5 years, 60,000 miles on used ones, and I think 10-year, 100,000 mile on new ones. And that 100,000 mile covers the powertrain. So even if you bought that 2019 Forte and it failed in 2026 with 20,000 miles, you'd be good. Just throwing that out there. So really not, I can kind of excuse that one, although it still shouldn't have failed. They recommend, instead of the 2019 Forte, that you get the 2017 or 2018 Forte. I don't know what changed. Or the 2020 Corolla, again, excellent choice. Or the 2017 to 2019 Kia Soul. I think, just knowing what I know, I would go for the Corolla all day. But if you had to get one of the other Kias in that age range, I think you'd still be under warranty. So you'd be cool. Number 3 on the list. 2012. Ooh, this one hurts. Sorry, folks. 2012 to 2017 Ford Focus. That's rough. To have that many years affected. And apparently transmission problems between 31,000 and 60,000 miles. Instead of buying one of those, late night, early morning, instead of those, they recommend the 2013 to 2015 Mazda 3 or the 2012 to 2015 Honda Civic. I think, frankly, both of those are good choices. I would probably lean a little stronger towards the Civic just because of, you know, and I said it the other day, the Civic is a legend. It's undeniable. You know, I think your resale value is going to be stronger on the Civic. But the Mazda 3 is a good little car, too. So both of those I can easily support. Number 2 on our list. Hate to say it, the Nissan Pathfinder. It's such a bummer, man. Like, Nissan used to make such good cars. The Pathfinder especially was one that people look to as like an example of quality. In fact, speak of the Pathfinder, there's one right behind me. It's like a 99. I mean, and it looks great. And it looks like it's driving great. get back to your roots, Nissan. Make us some good cars. I want to like you, and I just can't. So the 2013 to 2014 Pathfinder, failure between 58,000 and 108,000. That's a pretty big, that's rough. So I don't know what to say about that. I would not buy one of those. Instead, they recommend buying, again, the 2012 to 2016 Toyota Highlander. Get a Highlander. Get a good one, but get a Highlander. That's the way to go. And finally, number one on the list. Oh, and this one hurts my soul. Because again, it's a car that I've owned, not in this age range, but I owned a couple of these. 2012 to 2013 and the 2015. I guess 2014 was a good year. The Nissan Sentra. Super bummed about that. Love the Sentra name. Love Nissan. I hate bagging on them, but I mean, there's a reason why they ended up on this list so much. Transmission failure between 77 and 123,000. Now it makes me think, if you could get one of those in a proper stick shift, then you still might be okay. But don't get the automatic. Instead, they recommend 2011 through 2015 Honda Civic, solid. 2011 through 2015 Toyota Corolla, solid. 2013 through 2015 Mazda 3, solid. Yeah, I mean, I would go Corolla on this, maybe. You know what? I might go Civic. Come to think of it, this generation of Corolla was kind of not very comfortable for me, although they're great cars. So if you're a big feller, maybe skip the Corolla. I recall that the Civic was slightly more comfortable for me at the time. In that age, my buddy Eric had a Civic. I rode in that. It was pretty nice. My buddy Steve had a Corolla. I rode in that. It's a nice car, but I needed a little more room. So I would go, for me personally, I would go Civic. But if you're not as big as me, I would go Corolla. But either way, I mean, flip a coin. They're both great. And then, the Mazda 3. Again, really good car. So that's the list. I'm kind of curious. I meant to... Wow, it's a really noisy Z3 that you're hearing. Let's count the Nissans on the list. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6 out of 10 were all Nissan products. And yes, I'm counting the Infiniti. So that's the deal, folks. Don't buy those. Buy something else. If any of you out there own any of the vehicles on this list, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I'm just reporting the news. What can I tell you? But if you do have any of those cars, comment down below. Let me know, how it's been for you. If it's been good, if it's been bad, I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you own any of those alternatives that I read off, let us know how those worked out for you. I'd love to hear it. Like, personally, I've owned a lot of cars, but I can't own all of them. So I'd love to, that's what's great about this platform, is that we can all kind of share our experiences and, offer some opinions and stuff. Obviously, folks, this is just for entertainment purposes. Don't take financial advice from me. I'm not responsible for any of your fantastic choices that you make. This is just kind of like my opinion. So, in any case, I hope this was helpful. If any of you care, here we are in the 2018 Kia Optima plug-in hybrid. I will say, transmission-wise, because I had a friend warn me about this car before I bought it. He said, hey, watch out for those transmissions. I was kind of like, what are you talking about? I will say with this car, there are some times that I feel like the transmission can't make up its mind, especially if I'm going uphill. It kind of goes, and it's not sure what to do. And I don't know if that's an issue with it trying to decide between like hybrid battery and gasoline engine, or I don't know. I don't dig it. I have not been able to get the dealership to duplicate the problem. I only have about 12,000 miles left of factory warranty, so I need it to screw up if it's going to. Like it needs to do it soon, so that way I don't have to pay for it. Because they've been good about the warranty. You know, when I had that oil pressure level sensor go bad, you know, they replaced that free of charge. It was great. But got to say, overall, this car's been great. All 48,000 miles that it has, and I guess I've put about 39,000 of those myself. Fuel economy, let's just say my drive this morning was expedient. So I burned through all my electric charge pretty quickly, and definitely got into the gasoline. I was unable to charge it where I went this morning, so driving home pretty much on just hybrid, you know, gas engine and hybrid battery, averaging 51.6 miles per gallon, and that's 215 miles on the tank so far, and I'm sitting just above 3/4 of a tank. Average 49 miles per hour, 4 hours, 21 minutes of drive time, and 367 miles of range remaining. Not too shabby. Anyway, folks, that's all I've got for today. If I see something cool, I'll have more, but I think that's going to be it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the support, all the comments, all the feedback. Thank you. Please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button on the video. It really helps me out. Drop a comment, even if all it says is hi. That would be great too. And seriously, if you have any experiences with these cars, please let me know. Love to hear from you. All right, folks. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.